Hello and welcome back to the second set of slides for COMM-6019 Professional Communications for Business. So very simple things I want to ask here. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Okay, there. Question is, why do we need this course, right? For all these reasons. And why is Mr. Trump here? Because this is the man that still does not know how to speak properly. He's got the vocabulary of a 5-year-old. I can only imagine what his resumes and cover letters must look like. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be Donnie. So I know he's no longer in power, but we still hear from him. But the point to all of this is we laugh at this gentleman because of his utter lack of communication. So we don't want to be laughed at. So we want to be able to present resumes to potential employers that are good, cover letters, pamphlets, reports, letters, memos and emails. All those things are important because we wish to be able to communicate to people as effectively as possible. Now, what's the point of all of this? Well, at the very least, it's going to improve your accuracy in writing and especially writing formal, coherent business documents. And a document can be as little as a short email or as long as a 30 or 40, 50 page research report that your boss has asked you to write. Now, it's also going to help you to strengthen your effectiveness in group work. If it so happens that you're working in that capacity, that you can organize yourself, you can organize your researching skills, your writing skills, presentation skills, all together. All these things work. So, what do you want to do? Right? You want to be clear and concise. Okay, so you have a statement like this, and this was what someone actually said. Rarely is a question asked, is our children learning? Oh my God, where do you start? Doesn't sound like a very smart person, is it? Okay, I've been in the Bible every day since I've been the president. What does that even mean? Okay, I've been in the Bible. Maybe I've read the Bible. That makes a bit more sense. Okay, again, from 2008. This is George W. Jr. I don't know if you remember him. I remember meeting a mother of a child who was abducted by the North Koreans right here in the Oval Office. Okay, when was the last time the North Koreans were in the Oval Office? Oh my God, you better get the FBI on this. And I can press when there needs to be pressed. I can hold hands when there needs to be hold hands. Okay, this is brutal. So these are actual public statements by public officials who are presidents. In this case, it was George W., more recently Trump. But there are people that just really need to think about what they are going to say before they open their mouth. Okay, sentence structure is also very important. Something went wrong in a jet crash, experts say. Gee, you think so? Police begin campaign to run down jaywalkers. Bad choice of words here. Maybe to track down? That might make a bit more sense. Panda mating fails. Veterinarian takes over. Ew. Okay, I don't want to see that. That's not a picture I want to see. If strike isn't settled quickly, it may last a while. Well, yeah, that's kind of the way time works, right? New study on obesity looks for larger test group. Larger individuals? Larger group? Like, what do you mean? So, again, these statements are ridiculous. Kids make nutritious snacks. They do? Okay, that's a weird one. So, as you can see, these statements are ridiculous or absurd, but because of the way the sentence has been structured, you literally can read it both ways, right? What we assumed they were trying to mean, what they're trying to say, and what they actually said. So we need to be very careful with that. Okay, as I mentioned in the last set of slides, employers now are looking for individuals who can write and communicate effectively. So this is 200 Fortune 1000 companies found that managers felt that 34% of their employees' writing was below par, right? Below standard, poor quality. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that person. So what does this mean in terms of money? Well, you've heard the expression time is money. Well, the time taken to read through an email 3 or 4 or 5 times to just figure out what is this person trying to ask me to do, or what are they asking me to think about, that starts to add up, because that's all the time you're spending reading an email is the time you could be spending doing something else. So the belief is that something around $225 billion is lost by businesses each year because of poor reading, writing, math skills, sending too much or not enough of something, and then the company's got to, get the money to pay for the postage or freight to ship something back. The instructions were not written correctly. Something broke. Poor reading habits. People aren't doing their homework. So that is still important. 71% of surveyed employers reported that good writing is critical to business success. I would say it's probably even higher. So right now, let's say over the last decade, communication skills and writing skills have really become that much more important. Why? Because so much of our work is done through emails. There is so little left of face-to-face communications. I mean, look at us right now. I'm at home in my office. I'm making a video for you that you're going to watch. Hopefully Thursday morning you might have some questions, or maybe I've explained it relatively clearly. But either way, my ability to communicate to you effectively has a lot to do with whether or not you're going to believe in what I'm saying, going to agree to what I'm saying, and then act on it. Because if I sound like a complete idiot, you're not going to really listen to what I have to say with any degree of, of respect or objectivity or desire to follow through with what I'm asking you to do. So that is important. If your skills are really poor, then the message is poor and you become poor as a result, because you are the source of that information. Okay. Professionals can spend up to 85% of their time writing. So this is a 2010 survey going back a few years. And also, too, ultimately, like I said, if your cover letter is full of mistakes, grammatical or otherwise, it really reflects on who you are as a person. But guess what? If you're not paying attention, you could actually post something either in a newspaper or magazine, billboard even, and people look at you and go, oh my God, I wouldn't want to deal with these clowns. Look at this guy here. Paying too much for health insurance. Save over 47% by comparison shopping with quantified brokers. Who is this? What is a quality fiend? Okay, he's a fiend all about quality. That's just sad. It's just really sad. But there it is. So it's true. If an employer presents a public statement that is really stupid, poorly written, incorrect, the person reading it is going to have second thoughts about, the degree of intelligence that employer has. Here's another one, right? Our local, probably police was the word, poils, the local poils, competent enough, right? If you don't care about the written communication, how are we going to really care about them as, employers or employees if you're on the receiving end of it? So, what does this mean? It means that we take the time to properly draw up an email or business letter or whatever it is that you want to write, and we take the time to read through it. And we read through it carefully. Even though it's an email, personal message, sometimes they can get screwed up. If you get to put the word no or not into something and your friend assumes that you're going to go ahead and do something with them when you forgot to say, I will not, right? I will do something versus I will not, and forget to put the word not in. It's only 3 letters, but boy, does it change the tone of your message. So, as we are working through these teaching techniques, we're going to use a whole range of them. We're going to be using PowerPoints, lectures, textbook, if we were in class. But remember, like I mentioned previously, the textbook is now included in the slide presentation. In class group work, now not necessarily because we're not in a class. There will be take-home assignments for sure, which you will do, but you'll still be submitting those. Some of those were done in class, so it's in class for the time being by name only. There may be the occasional video clip I might ask you to watch. Not very many of them other than these, and some writing exercises which were in class, but these are going to be done at home. Now, I know that when you have this kind of work that you typically would do in the classroom and hand it in, I'm asking you to do it at home. That's home time that you might now see getting cut into your other homework. So I will try to keep those as short as possible, and I will give you lots of time to finish them. But the writing exercises and group work, if there is any, this will still be individual work. Even though it's called in class, these are still going to be at-home things. Okay. So email and internet access is obviously important. It is, in fact, a requirement for this course. Otherwise, you cannot contact me, and you certainly cannot watch any of the videos and the video lectures that I present. So make sure that you've got both. All the information that I'm going to be presenting to you will always be available online. Now, even when I used to teach this course in the classroom, all this material that you see right now would be posted online on FOL for students to see. So that part of it is no different. The only thing that's different is I'm making a video lecture now. It's Friday afternoon sometime. You're hopefully going to have a chance to watch this as early as, I think it opens up tonight or tomorrow maybe. Regardless, all the course documents, information sheets, handouts, topics, whatever, research topics, whatever they may be, all of it is available on FOL. Okay, so what does that mean for you? What it means is that you need to check FOL regularly. Now, I know if I post a new announcement, you get an email for it that says, oh, okay, there's some new bit of information. I'm going to take a look. As I mentioned in the last set of slides, every week I'm going to make some short video lectures that you'll have a chance to watch. I will post those usually quite early in the week, usually by the weekend or Monday at the very latest. I'll give you a few days to go through it and read it and listen to it. But it is your responsibility to check FOL to make sure that that information is up to date. Now, I might send out a mass email. Typically what I do is I use the new announcements page, and then you get a notice or at least a notification that I've sent something out. So mass emails don't always work. I would rather just do the announcement right there. So I'm able to connect with all of you at the same time. So email etiquette is important. When you contact me, if you have a particular question, you want to make sure that the email not only has the course number, COMM-6019 46-46, and in the subject line, at least some indication of what the issue is. Missed assignment deadline, something like that. So because we are doing this exclusively online, I check my emails constantly. So I respond to all emails within a few hours, or at least as soon as I see them. That includes weekends as well, because a lot of these things are due on a Sunday night before the new week starts. So I always make sure that I answer emails on the weekends in particular. Now, do check to see if the answer to your question may actually be in some of the FOL documents or course assignments and so on that I have there. So check there first. And if you cannot find the answer to your question, please do email me. But before you do, have a look to see if you might be able to find the answer to that question right then and there. So the course homepage on FOL, that's where you find the course content, where you can find your grade book. You can find the videos that are posted on the front page, on the first page under new announcements. All those things are going to be there in FOL. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you contact me that your emails are done professionally, they read properly, they've got the course number there, I'm able to read through and I know, okay, this is for this course and it deals with this problem. Hello, Professor. Hi, Professor. Professor Matthews, Professor, doesn't matter, but deal with me professionally. Imagine I'm your boss. Now, I'm not technically your boss, but get into the habit of contacting me as a person of authority, we'll say. So keep writing professionally to me because that should become something of a habit after a while. What I don't want is something that looks like this, right, where professor is misspelt. I was unable to attend class yesterday. I was wondering if we did anything. Well, of course we did. If we did, could you please tell me what? Okay, wow. Well, first of all, I was put off by the misspelling of professor. Am I going to really sort of go out of my way to help that person? I will eventually, but I'm not going to hurry because I'm thinking, Jesus, you couldn't even have taken the time to read through it. It gets worse. Yo Pro, right? Yo Prof is another one I've had. Sorry you missed the lab last week. When do I get to write it? That's rather presumptuous. Later. Okay, I don't know how you can do sort of an emoji of a high five. That's all that's missing from this thing, literally. So no, yo, pro or prof, don't, right? It's unprofessional. It's unprofessional to me, and it is absolutely unprofessional to your superior, group leader, boss, manager, whatever, whoever it is you work for. You do that, you might get fired because it kind of borders on ignorant. Eddie baby, right out. No, I'm sorry. I don't respond to something like that. So my name is so-and-so, do you remember? I've not been to class very much. My fault. Oh, sorry. I really need to pass this course and I know that there's only 2 weeks left, but can I do all the assignments I missed? I've had those emails. I've had those emails from students. Maybe not Eddie baby, but everything else. Yeah, I have not been attending any of the Zooms. I haven't been communicating with you. And literally 2 weeks before the end of the course, hey, can I hand in all the assignments? What do I say? Who are you, right? Why did you contact me like 3 months ago? So yeah, I may contact them back and say, okay, well, the first thing I'll look at is the grade book to see if they've done anything. If they made an effort, I might think about it. If I hear from them for the first time, because you've insulted me with Eddie baby, I'm going to go, now, store's closed, kitchen's closed, sorry, can't do anything for you, even though I might. So think about how your message will be received by the potential reader. If you're going to piss me off with an email through Eddie Baby or Yo Prof, think about how willing I will be to work with you. Slim to none, right? That's kind of essentially what's going to happen. All right, teacher, I totally missed classes today. I'm freaking out. By the way, is there anything I can meet? Can I meet with you and talk about all the stuff I haven't been to class? Thanks. Smiley face. No, don't. Just don't. No emojis. No sort of, acronyms, BTW, TNX, all. No. Unprofessional. It may be not unethical, but it is completely unprofessional. And these are exactly the kinds of things that I want people to think about as they are, writing their proper emails. So when you complete an assignment, submit it to the Dropbox through the FOL account. Right now, I'm in the process of changing over the dates. The assignments will be the same. Now, if you see a date from, say, last year, don't panic, because we import our course content, but we have to go in and we have to correct all those dates. So the first thing isn't even due till next week. So don't panic, but I'm going to correct all of the due dates for right now. They will be there, but it usually takes me about an hour or so, and I can fix it all up. So very likely I'll be doing that by this afternoon. So if you happen to see dates from, a year ago, don't panic. You're not late. It's just me not having a chance to correct that. So I'll be doing that probably, as I say, later today. Okay, emailed assignments are not accepted unless there is a very specific reason why you cannot. Now, hard copies, for sure, you cannot hand them in to me because these are things that I cannot accept. We're not in the classroom. So everything hinges on submission to the Dropbox. So even if you got into the office and went to A2003, I couldn't accept it because I can't even get into the building. So don't even worry about it. Make sure you've got a backup copy in your hard drive and you send it off to the submission box in FOL, and you should be fine. Now, when it comes to research reports, committing plagiarism is bad news. Even professional writers who work for newspapers and magazines have done it. And guess what? When they get caught, it is even worse because they should know better. These are people that do this for a living, and they've been caught plagiarizing from somewhere. Listen, don't do it. Turnitin is not your friend. And if you've never heard of Turnitin, I will tell you very briefly what it is. It is a piece of software that when you submit something into FOL, it reads through it, and in a matter of, a couple of nanoseconds, it manages to find every corresponding 2 words, 3 words, 5 words, sentence, paragraph, the whole thing, where it's been plagiarized before. So if you submit an essay or whatever it is you're submitting, a report, I have it set up so that you can take a look at Turnitin. So if you turn on, if you go in and you take a look at your assignment through Turnitin and it lights up like a Christmas tree, there's a problem. Now, don't panic. If you have written a research report and you have properly cited your sources, your secondary sources, both in the body paragraphs as well as showing me your sources in the bibliography or the works cited section, you're fine. But if I see that Turnitin is hitting 56%, and of course it numbers them all, they're different colors, each color is a different number. If I click on one of those and one of those numbers tells me, oh, it came from this website, and I scroll down and I don't even see the website listed in your works cited or your bibliography, wrong. So whatever you use, listen, it's very simple. You've taken the time to find the information. You're literally only one step away between being a criminal, because you're stealing something, and being a good writer. Do you know what that difference is? Simply citing the material in your body paragraphs. We'll talk about this in a little bit more, but committing plagiarism is stupid. You are going to fail. I will fail you. Okay, I am being absolutely clear on this. I will fail you, because why would I let someone, submit something with a 76% Turnitin, and another student has worked really, really hard to write an original paper, and their Turnitin is 8% or 10%, and it's a research paper, and I weigh both of them evenly? No, I'm not going to. If you don't present to me your in-body paragraph citations, in other words, you put something in quotation marks, I need to see where that came from. If I don't, I will consider that plagiarism. So be warned ahead of time. This is important. Okay, the writing sample, we're going to pass on that for this week because we're not in class. This was something that I would do with students, but I think we're going to meet on Thursday, and I should at least find out some of the things you'd like to do, some of the weaknesses you may have, some of the things you want to work on. But most important, I'd like to find out from you what actual class you're in. What is the department that you're in? Because I want to be able to tailor the research reports to that area of interest that you're in. Okay, so I'm going to shut this one down, and we're going to come back in just a moment with a new set of slides.